Joining us now to discuss the issue in greater depth is Alison Centofante, the Director of External Affairs for Live Action. Alison, thank you very much for joining us tonight. So we're on the heels now of this Supreme Court, I guess you could call it lack of decision, but really they are kind of giving the power back to Kentucky really in regard to this. What is your whole take on this argument to begin with?
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for covering this really important story, Alex. Every child should be protected by law. And what Kentucky did here is helpful to that end. They did the right thing. More states should follow. Kentucky's law says that women who are considering an abortion will now be able to see an ultrasound and potentially hear the heartbeat of their child. This seems like common sense, and a lot of people thought this was already happening. But in fact, it's not. So Kentucky stepped up and did the right thing by showing women what's going on when they're pregnant and showing them the reality of prenatal development. Every woman has a right to know what's going on inside of her body and what this procedure could do to that preborn child.
So can you explain to us a little bit why you think the ACLU kind of took this position regarding the idea of kind of suppressing ultrasounds?
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. And most people can't get behind any sort of idea of feminism or women's empowerment that doesn't include women being fully informed about what's going on during their pregnancy and with the procedure that would terminate that pregnancy. So I think the pushback has been really strong on this, especially on the pro-life side. But ACLU and Planned Parenthood and others are saying this is a dangerous law because it hurts their bottom line. They know, and polling shows and statistics show, that when a woman sees the reality of her preborn child and can hear a heartbeat and see what's going on, she often chooses life. And that's because there's life there. That ultrasound shows her what the abortion industry wants to keep from her, which is that this is not a clump of cells. There is a forming new distinct life inside of you that, given time and nutrition, will be just like you and I. And instead of supporting that and giving women the true choice, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to come in and they are saying, absolutely, women shouldn't see these ultrasounds. They shouldn't see the heartbeat. Well, my pushback to them, Alex, is if it's just a clump of cells, then why shouldn't women see it?
Is this a more polarized issue than it has been in the past?
It does feel ratcheted up. I think that's what you're talking about, because we are closer to potentially having Roe v. Wade reconsidered. And this case out of the Supreme Court with Kentucky shows that, they are looking at these laws, and there will be more pro-life laws considered in 2020. So I know you guys are watching, we're watching intently. We want to make sure that children are protected in utero, and that we are an amazing free country where we support all lives. And so something like what Kentucky did here with the ultrasounds definitely gets us closer to it. And it has raised a lot of conversations about what's happening inside the abortion clinics. People thought that every woman saw their ultrasound. That's not happening. Live Action's exposed and gone in undercover, Alex, and as pregnant women, and said, what's on this ultrasound? And verbatim, we have heard Planned Parenthood employees say, there's no face, no heart, no arms, no brain wings. There's nothing there. The reason these ultrasound laws are important is because it allows the woman the right to see the truth and not just listen to the lies of the abortion industry, who at the end of the day simply wants her money from that abortion procedure. So I support it. Every woman should support it. You should see with your own eyes the reality of a pregnancy. And we're excited about it. We applaud Kentucky and encourage other states to do the same.